Onosato, it seems, sat down with GQ Japan on August the 1st to give writer Akira Kamiya insights into his fledgling Yokozuna mind. I'm not saying that Ozeki was without pressure, the five-time champion began, but Yokozuna just took things to a totally different stratum. Even just being called Yokozuna changes the way you feel. I was mortified with my 11 wins in July as the rank demands better. Several times during that meet did I feel my spirit might break. As a modern Yokozuna, he confessed he does read social media. I know you shouldn't do vanity searches, he said, but it's truly scary what some people write. Sure, some comments are on the button, but others almost have me shrieking. However, this is just the beginning, for I've reached a status which demands you are prepared for such stuff. He's doubtless been told a dozen times the old sumo maxim that 20% of people will dislike whatever you do. He continued, "When I saw the response to my inadvertent pulling moves, I was like, oh, so that's the perception gap between Yokozuna and Ozeki. I got a bit of a shock at first. But now I've come to deal with it by switching off at specific times. I only think about sumo when my sash is round my waist. Win or lose, I study the bout replay on the car ride home and appropriately reflect, but promptly walk out of sumo mode once I reach my stable's porch." GQ and I note together that although his Yokozuna debut paled against that of his master and indeed Teruno Fuji, it still outdid those of these four men, and was on a par with Hakuho's. As the first Japanese-born Yokozuna in 8 years, he went on, I'm directly aware of the expectation. Everyone's watching my every move, so I want to make sure I'm pursuing the terms of the Yokozuna license. Outstanding levels of dignity and ability. While it's clearly true that my rank demands titles are mere results. What's important is my core approach to sumo, which involves restraining my keenness to merely win. When we talk about the core sumo elements of spirit, technique, and physique, we always put spirit first. That is the main source of nourishment. Technique and physique are the mere condiments. Spirit is everything, because the moment you let weakness through, you've lost. My master says that especially when you're in bad shape, you have to wrap on that sash, get down into the training area, and build up your spirit and body. I'm always here nice and early so as to start practice by 8 AM, even since making Yokozuna. I'm supposed to be a model for the junior wrestlers, so I can't be seen to neglect the basics. On casting the net widely for new ideas, he said, there are so many things I can learn from other sports, so I think I'll be watching more sports shows now. I imagine I'll be interviewed more myself, and hence be held more accountable for my words, so I'm constantly checking how other athletes conduct themselves in front of the mic. And asked about his wider role, he said, I don't want to be a Yokozuna who feels distant to the kids. I take part in training sessions at the local children's sumo club, and really value my time there. Thankfully, sumo is popular again in terms of viewership, but I can't forget that we have fewer people competing nationwide, and I must feel a sense of crisis with that. For the moment, I seek to convey the appeal of sumo to kids and become a Yokozuna they can aspire to be. I want them to look at me and go, Yokozuna are amazing! Yokozuna are cool. Asked on the secrets to his success, he referenced his sprinting sessions on the athletics track at Nihon Sports Uni's Setagaya campus, and said, the speed in all aspects of my game is key. I'm tall, heavy, and speedy now, which I guess is the best combination. He still, though, feels a need to develop a more reliable shape through a well-fashioned double belt grip. He's also full of praise for the master he picked over ex-Hakuho. I can't thank him enough for giving me actual practice bouts earlier this year, he said. In normal circumstances, that just wouldn't happen. The master's long retired and not exactly in active fighting condition, yet he still put his frame on the line to train me in that way. I truly believe his proactive training helped me up to the highest rank. His master also helped him refine his sumo identity. I pledged to become a one-of-a-kind Ozeki, as my father had always treasured those words, Onosato explained. But I intended not to repeat those words on making Yokozuna. However, my master pointed out that now I was on the highest rung, no one would really broadcast my Ozeki promotion pledge again, and that if one-of-a-kind was a truly important phrase to me, I should get it on camera again for the Yokozuna pledge. It was really special to have the one pledge reinforce the other. He's been roundly praised for his communication skills compared to other top wrestlers, and is constantly inquiring as to how a Japanese-born Yokozuna should act in the mid-2020s. Both he and Hoshoryu stamped their feet at Meiji Shrine this week. Hoshoryu then journeyed to Kyoto and Shimogamo Shrine for another Yokozuna ceremony 3 days later. Donning a special silk apron bearing the shrine's signature mythical Chinese bird, he warded off evil spirits ahead of Shimogamo's upcoming rebuild for 2036. This is an amazing place, and one which makes me feel I should really ask the gods for protection, the Yokozuna said. He'll be boarding his flight to London in the next 2 days. Rankings charts, would you believe, are less than 17 days away.